All right, this is Jack with Bonfire Locks bringing you guys four more picks back in the MLB. We're coming off a strong streak heading into the MLB All-Star break. You can see here that Monday I was actually flying that night. That's why I haven't been able to post some YouTube videos. I've been flying back and forth. Again, I am from Boston, live in Miami, so sometimes, just in the summer, I have to fly back and forth for trips, weddings, different things like that. So it's sometimes tougher to post YouTube videos. That's why I highly recommend joining our Winnable in our Discord below. For any time, I try to put out YouTube videos as much as possible, but anytime I can't, we're always talking in the Discord, and I post picks daily in Winnable. We have in the past couple of days just because it's the dead of the season. There's literally no MLB. I try to look at some, some WNBA picks, but I didn't like them as much. But again, you can see here, 3-0 VIP sweep. I think we had gone 2-1 the night before too. We had a great stretch. It was a great stretch heading into the MLB All-Star break, even the All-Star game. So we lost on Buxton. Hit a great first round. Lost in the second. But the other thing too, with the home run derby, I didn't want to take anyone that's like, I didn't want to take Cal Riley, one of the top favorites. If I were to take one of the favorites, I was going to take O'Neal Cruz. I don't want to take Kyle Riley. He also, he really shouldn't have gotten to the last round. They should have done a swing off. That was weird. But my prize picks, pick of the day, the player props, looks like at least two of you guys tailed it, was Cal Riley and O'Neal Cruz under 21 and a half home runs, both of them. O'Neal hit 20, I think 21, either 20 or 21, and Cal didn't come close to this. Again, I talk a lot about in these videos, a lot of times for top-tier players and top-tier teams, they'll inflate the numbers. Again, the goal of a sports book is to have the same amount of money on both sides. When you have these high-tier players, especially in these isolated situations where all eyes are on them, more people want to bet the over. So what do? We take advantage of that and take the under. I know some people don't like taking unders, and I get it. I take both. You have to know when to take both sides, but a lot of times there's strong value in taking unders, and this was one of them. This was $50 to win 150. It was easy. It was just an easy slip that people wanted. And again, I didn't post it on YouTube because I was traveling, but I had it on the Discord and the Winnable, so a bunch of you guys won in there. I tweeted it out and put on Threads. So if you guys follow me on social media, I have all my handles. I think might have all my handles below, but I definitely have them in Discord. And if you join the Discord, you get a free month of VIP. So take advantage of that. I know it is the summer. We got a lot of MLB games going on, and we are ramping up for football season. That is our number one season. Again, I'm a top 1% better in the NFL. It's documented, marked on ESPN. I've showed it before. And I love college football. Very good at that as well. So we're going to have a great season. So I want as much of you guys in there and get ready as possible. But you guys are here for the picks. You guys. So let's go with the first pick. Nope, that's not what I want. Those are the games for later. So again, you got three picks you can see here. This is for the player profit pick of the day. So as always, you got three DFS picks for you guys, and then the player profit pick of the day. So first guy, we're going with the Gunnar Henderson. Now, again, sometimes these are weird coming out of an all-star break. They can be fast or slow, depending on it. But this is kind of where I'm leaning. Again, when I'm taking the over, most of these DFS picks for the MLB, I pretty much always go over because they have the extra innings. There's a lot going on. I rarely take under in home runs, hits, RBIs, or hits, runs, or RBIs. In other sports, NFL, when it's really just like a true line, I take unders all the time. But MLB, I kind of shy away from it. That's just kind of how I've done it. But first pick, we're going Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He's played great. You can see the odds on this. Let's see. Odds across the board, player profit, or Profit X has it at -118. It's a good line. Most of the other ones have it at -140. And again, too, when I'm doing these DFS apps, DFS slips, I prefer to hedge on the higher odds side because when you're stringing together a bunch of, DFS picks, a bunch of like parlays run together, I don't usually have them at 50%. I'll juice the lines to make it easier to hit, and you still win money. So like that's just kind of my thought process around it. But again, you can see here, he's hit this in 5 out of his last 6 games. You can see here, Bradley's pitched against Baltimore once, played terrible. I think this game for Baltimore and Tampa Bay will be very high scoring. Again, I think I could see some of the games being slow coming out of the gate after the All-Star break, but this isn't one of them. I see this game being very high scoring. So again, first pick, Gunnar Henderson, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Next up, we have Corey Seager. Again, same thing. Coming out of the All-Star break, let's try to, let's not go crazy. Corey Seager over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He's hit this 70% of his last 10 games. He's averaging almost 3. Median is 2.5. Prize Picks has it at a -137, which I think puts that at a goblin. Still getting used to the terms on Prize Pick. But again, I think Corey will play great. I think he's usually the 3 hitter. Olsen hasn't pitched well against Texas. He's pitched well overall in the year, but he had a tough game against Texas. So, again, I like this matchup for them. So, next pick, we're going Corey Seager over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Now, before I get to the next DFS pick, make sure to check out our partners at Better, Chalkboard, Dabble. All the links are in the description below. Use my code Bonfire. You get a special bonus. Dabble, you get a free $10. Better, I think you get a free $30. They're running a lot of promotions all summer long, so take advantage of all these, and especially to get all that free money so you can play for your favorite DFS picks and take advantage of it. So it's good. All right, and last one, we're going Juice. Wow, he's that high. Oh yeah. We're going Byron Buxton over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Again, these are very, lowered our higher odds, put them together. It's a solid slip. I know a lot of people might not like it that way, but that's coming out of the All-Star break. You have to be more risk adverse just because they haven't played in a while. Some have, some are just getting back from the All-Star game. Some are just getting back from vacation. So there's different things you have to account for. So again, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs on Byron Buxton. So for the DFS picks, Gunnar Henderson, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Corey Seager, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Byron Buxton, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. So again, I don't usually take ones that are this high juice, or sometimes when I'm laying them together, a lot of times I will. But I think this is a very strong slip coming out of the All-Star break. That's how we want to do it. So next, we're going to Player Profit, our Player Profit pick of the day. Again, Player Profit is great. It's sports trading. So you get an account, you pass the 2 phases. The 2 phases pretty much are, can you go up 20% without going down 15%? And you do that twice, and you get funded. Once you're funded, you keep 70% of the profits. Now, right now, there's people ask me what's the difference between standard and pro, and to be honest, right now there really isn't much of a difference. Really the only difference right now in standard and pro is in standard you can only risk you can only risk 1% of your bankroll, and up the minimum risk of your bankroll is 1% and the max is 5%. Whereas on pro, the minimum is where is it? Yeah, the minimum is 1% and the max is 10%. So let me do it on this account. Yeah. Or 2%. Did I have that right? Yeah, it's 2%. Oh, yeah, that's why I was looking at the wrong thing. So the minimum on pro is 2% and the max is 10%. I had that right. So that's pretty much the main difference. It's really the only difference right now. So that's why, honestly, a lot of people, I just say go with the standard account, unless you're trying to go very fast. I don't usually do that. However, we've had some meetings with Player Profit, and they're going to have some massive new changes for the pro accounts. So for pro accounts, you're going to have live betting added in, which is phenomenal. I love to live bet. A lot of people do. Or you try to find those great odds during the game. Maybe you think one of the teams is going to start slower. You wait for them to go down some points. You can get great value in live betting, and Pro will have those. Also, too, a lot of people love same game parlays. Pro will have those. And the other thing, too, again, you're able to risk more money, and the payout will be higher in Pro. So there's a lot of advantages to getting these Pro accounts. So there's a lot more details. Again, join the Discord below, because as they come out with new announcements, I blast them in there to make sure you guys have the up-to-date information so that you guys can make the best decisions as possible. So again, check out Player Profit. Use my code Bonfire for 10% off. The link's in the description below. So lastly, looking at the Cubs, Red Sox, both teams are playing great. Both teams have good pitching. Both teams have good hitting. But I'm looking at the line total at 8.5. I think it's going to go over. You can see here there's a juice line here. You see how these pitchers are pitched. They both pitch well. The Red Sox, all these games have gone over. Look at Rhea. All these games have gone over. Again, these pitchers have played well. The teams have just really backed them up, hit the ball well, which is why, let's see, it's one of my accounts. Where's that account? Which is why I'm going over 8.5 on Player Profit pick of the day. Player over 8.5, 1,000 on Player Profit. Perfect. So again, to recap our picks, Gunnar Henderson, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Corey Seager, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Byron Buxton, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And Red Sox, Chicago Cubs, over 8.5. So check that out. Again, take advantage of all the bonuses below. Tons of free cash you guys can take advantage of. Make sure you join Discord. Join our Winnable. We're growing. We almost have 400 people in the Discord. Make sure to, I made it all the way here. Hit like, subscribe, comment to stay up to date with the thing, with our channel. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.